Hello, I am the Witch of Jasmine, and welcome back to my channel. Oh, there we go. Oh, this little loaf here is Cheralyn, the executive producer of this channel. She wanted to be a part of this section of the video. But anyway, hi, we have an Aquarius new moon today, so let's do a little pick a card reading for that. How's that sound? Go. Get one more. Okay. We'll grab some crystals in case you like picking with crystals. Got amethyst. Green aventurine, I believe. And red jasper. All right, let's take a look at our 3 cards. So first we have healing, then affection, and then luck. For the healing card, we have that with the air element and Aries, with the geranium. For affection, we have that with the fire element and Taurus, with the little cat in the mirror that is so cute. Oh my god. And then for luck, we have that with the water element and Capricorn. Hold on one second, Cheralyn. All right, I'll give you a few seconds to take a look at these cards, figure out which one you're feeling the most drawn to. Of course, if you're feeling drawn to more than one, you can watch 2 readings, all 3, whatever you'd like. But I'll give you a moment. Sorry, there's a lot of trucks and buses driving by all of a sudden. Okay, if you need any more time, feel free to pause. Otherwise, I have the timestamps down in the description where you can click straight to your reading. So I'll meet you there. Okay, we have healing with the amethyst. We have the air element and Aries. Well, let's see what we're talking about today. Let's pull some cards. So as I'm shuffling out these cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths to calm yourself, ground yourself, center yourself. Get relaxed, get comfy. There you go. And there we go. Okay, let's take a look at your cards. We have 10 of Pentacles reversed, Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands reversed, Two of Wands, Three of Wands reversed, and the Green Man reversed, aka the Fool reversed. Okay, so, yes, we have lots of Wands energy here. That's very clear. We've got Ace, 2, 3, and then Queen of Wands. So, first impressions before we really like dive into anything super deep, I feel like this is, you're at this stage in whatever kind of goal or project or thing that you're working on where you're quite far into it, but you've really lost a lot of steam for it. Lost a lot of passion. Maybe you've had a bunch of like struggles with it. Things haven't gone to plan. Things haven't really worked out the way that you wanted them to. You're just mentally exhausted, whatever. Because this reading really feels, oh, sorry. Say hi to Halen, my little kitty cat. This reading really feels like what it's screaming to me is that it's important that you like go back to your roots, go back to, you know, why you started this in the first place, what your like true desires are with all of this. You know, why you're here in the first place. I feel like that's really the main gist of what we'll be talking about with this reading. Is this kind of crooked? I don't know. Sorry. So we have this 10 of Pentacles reversed with 2 of Wands reversed. Or sorry, 2 of Wands upright. 2 of Wands is about planning something, making a really good solid plan before you start with whatever project or goal or whatever you're working towards. 10 of Pentacles reversed, I mean, of course it can mean a lot of different things in a lot of different contexts, but I feel like with this reading, the part that's sticking out to me is just the idea of things not working out how you thought that they would be. And more specifically, or taking it a step forward, something that you're really starting to doubt if it'll work out the way you want it to, right? Because 10 of Pentacles itself is the happily ever after card. That's like finishing this really huge project, this really huge thing that you have been wanting for so long. It took so long to get and all of that. So having it reversed is kind of some sort of obstacle with that. And I just feel like because things haven't gone the way that you wanted them to or expected them to, you're just really starting to doubt if it'll ever really work out, if you're ever really going to reach that point. And with this reading, I guess I should say, it's not really my place here to say whether it will work out the way you want it to or not. I'm not really getting that in these cards, but it's more so about like how regardless of the outcome, I do feel like this is something you should continue with or at least work through, regardless of how it ends up. Because just because it doesn't end up the way that you want it to doesn't mean that it was never working. Doesn't mean that it was a waste of time, right? That doesn't always necessarily track. So as far as going forward and some things you might want to do to help kind of get you back on track, we've got this big shining Ace of Wands here, which ace cards represent the beginning of something, right? So, like I already kind of said, I think going back to your roots and really diving deep and remembering why you wanted to do this, what got you excited about it. You know, with Wands energy, that's this very fiery, creative, excited, passionate, ambitious kind of energy. So Ace of Wands is when you're just like full of that. It's like that feeling of like when you first like have that like spark of an idea for something and you're like, oh, wait, what if I did this? You know, what if I was able to do that? What if I was able to, you know, achieve that or work towards that or have this thing? So it's like asking yourself that question of like, what made me feel that way? What was I excited about when I felt that way, you know? Now, with this Three of Wands reverse, I'm going to show you this one up close again. So, I should say real quick, Ace of Wands, it's the story of Wands, right? So it goes 1, then 2, then 3, and so on. So Ace of Wands is that like spark of an idea. 2 of Wands is planning that thing. And then 3 of Wands is taking that first step towards what it is that you're after, right? So like with this card, you can see we've got this person who like wants to go on this big journey, who's been thinking about it for so long, has been planning it. And today's the day, right? And he's like kind of standing at the, like, you know, before this big ship. And it's like, okay, am I really gonna do it? Am I, like, it's now or never, you know? It's like taking those big, first, real concrete steps towards what it is that you want. So when we have it reversed, that's hesitation. That's kind of like, do I really want to do this? You know, the second guessing, the maybe this is too much. Maybe this isn't what I really want. Maybe this isn't going to work out. Like all of that stuff, right? So having these two cards together, what I would encourage you, aka the cards, would encourage you to do is to ask yourself, what were the things that I was feeling hesitant about at this time? What were the things that I wanted to try, but I kind of talked myself out of it, you know? Or the things that I didn't believe in myself that I could do. I think that was a really good time to revisit that. Revisit those things of like, well, I mean, in the beginning, I kind of wanted to do it this way, but I didn't think that would work for this, and that reason. So I did this other thing, and now I'm here, and it's not working that great. So maybe I should go back to these ideas I had before that I kind of shot down, you know? So I would just consider that. I'm not necessarily telling you to do that, but I think it would be a good starting point to revisit those things. So as far as just some other things you might want to keep in mind as you're kind of revisiting all of these ideas and trying to look at things with this new perspective and trying to refresh some things, I think it would be a good idea to also consider what kinds of either unrealistic or overly strict ideas or goals or expectations that you had with all of this. Queen of Wands, when I see her reverse, that's usually the first thing that pops into my head, is having way too high of expectations, having way too ambitious goals. I don't think that's a good way to phrase that, but you know what I mean. Like, expecting way too much out of yourself, you know, not really leaving a lot of room for mistakes or obstacles or things that just happen, you know? I think that's a very common thing, right? I think most people, when they set a goal, they have a tendency to set one that's just way too high or way too unrealistic or, you know, too much too quick, right? And then having this green in reverse too, it's the thing with the green min, aka the Fool, is that it's there's a sense of like being naive with it, and not necessarily in a bad way, in just the most neutral way possible. Like when you start something, you don't know everything yet, you know, you still have lots of things to learn. And now that you're at this point in this goal project situation, you have so much more experience now, you know, so you can look back on these goals or these plans that you set at first and be able to tweak them and say, you know, I thought this thing would be way more easy than it actually was. You know, I thought this was going to be easy peasy smooth, but I'm really finding that it's actually quite difficult for me, or I have to spend a lot of time on it, right? So it's not a bad thing. It's just that you have more information now. You have the experience to know how these things go. So therefore, again, kind of revisiting these things would be a really good idea. Or vice versa. You know, what were things that you thought were going to be really difficult, but actually were really easy, right? So I would keep those two things in mind as you're kind of reworking things, refreshing things, trying something new. All of those questions I think would be really helpful. Okay, well, I know this was kind of a lot, but I think we'll leave it there. If you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. If you're feeling particularly drawn to any of these cards, or you would like some more information about any of them, on the shorts part of my channel, I have well over 200 little shorts videos that really describe each of these cards, give you a good overview of them. There's the symbolism within them, their upright meaning and their reverse meaning. So I highly recommend you to go check that out if you'd like any more information about the cards themselves. But I'm wishing you lots of luck with this. I know that the situation you're in is really frustrating and it can leave you feeling very stuck. But I really feel like the best thing you can do is just try to work with it and work through it, and trust that if it really is time to give up and try something new, then you'll at least have the peace of mind knowing you did everything you could. So I think this is a really great starting point. So I'm wishing you so much luck and so much strength with all of that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Okay, we have affection with the green aventurine. I believe that's what this is. With the fire element and Taurus. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards. So as I'm shuffling out these cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths. There we go. Sorry. They do that sometimes. I invite you to take some deep breaths, to calm yourself, to ground yourself, to center yourself. These are coming out really quick. Jeez. I think these cards really have something to tell you, something really important. Lots of energy going on. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. All right, that was quick. Let's take a look at your cards. We've got Wheel of Fortune, Six of Swords, Knight of Swords reversed, Four of Wands, King of Chalices, aka King of Cups, and Seven of Wands reversed. Okay, and then we will turn over this bonus card whenever I feel like it's time to flip it over. So I feel like what I'm really seeing here is an upswing. And to explain that a little better, I'll explain the Wheel of Fortune, what this card represents. So the wheel in tarot, it's based off of a very old pagan symbol for life, the Wheel of Life, right? So like the top of the wheel is like the highs, the ups in life, and the bottom of the wheels is like the lows in life, right? And the point of it is that this wheel is always turning, right? There's always ups, there's always downs, and then there's always ups, and then there's always downs. And it's just continually turning forever for everybody, always, right? Hi, Halen. Halen wants to say hi. Hello. So I feel like this feels like an upswing, right? I feel like, Halen, I feel like in this cycle, you're kind of like here, you know, kind of getting out of a low and starting to like find things again, like really getting back on track, and things are feeling a lot better again, which is really nice. I love that. I think a lot of that is prompted by the Six of Swords here. Six of Swords is about, I mean, it's associated with like physically traveling. I know that's not always the case for everybody, but like physically getting away from something, right? Like really leaving something else behind and moving to somewhere else, moving on to a different situation. So I think that like much more physical moving away from something is what's really helping with this, right? I'll also say too, that could also mean like if we're talking, if that's about like a person, like blocking their number, right? Like really like physically distancing yourself from this thing, going no contact, whatever. I think that's what's really making the upswing happen here. So included in these good vibes, I see we have this Four of Wands and the King of Cups, which I love King of Cups. He's one of my favorite cards. It feels like just a very comforting, you know, finding your peace of mind, at least to an extent, as much as you can in this world. Finding peace of mind again, feeling like you have control over your emotions again, and just overall, I mean, with Four of Wands, there's a feeling of like celebration to it, right? Just like finally being like, all right, something new. I'm so done with that, you know? So that's really, really nice to see. So now we get into the more difficult part. Which is this Knight of Swords reversed with the Seven of Wands reversed. It feels like what these cards are trying to warn you about is just not diving too quickly into whatever comes next. Just making sure that you stay very grounded and very realistic and maybe even cautious going into whatever this next chapter is for you. Knight of Swords is somebody who is like, or Knight of Swords reversed is somebody who is very over ambitious and overexcited and kind of naive a little bit. not really caring too much about what they're doing. I feel like specifically in this reading, it feels like, well, whatever I'm doing right now is way better than I had before. So it's okay. It's good, you know, which can be a good way of thinking sometimes, but I feel like you also just need to carry that healthy level of skepticism, right? That healthy level of caution with you. And with the Seven of Wands reversed here, which Aylin, oh my gosh. I hope you can see well enough with this one here. It kind of makes me feel like there may be one of the things that you struggled with this last struggle you had to do with self-doubt or needing to protect yourself, needing to defend yourself a lot. And I think that's something you just need to continue to process and really work on within yourself, right? I guess I'm like largely feeling like there was somebody who made you feel less than, or some situation that made you feel kind of incapable, or I don't know, just doubting yourself in those kinds of ways. And I don't think that that's something you should kind of brush off. Now that you've walked away from it, it's still something that you should take the time to really process and work through. And, you know, so and that doesn't necessarily mean that it's like something really bad. How do I phrase this the right way? It just means that I think it's something that is, now's a great time to work through that, right? Instead of finding out later like, oh, I guess I didn't really resolve those feelings. You know what I mean? That's really what I'm trying to say. So, Aylin, excuse me. Here we go. I got a string to distract her. Come here. There we go. Okay. Oh, I hope she didn't mess this up too bad. I think it's fine. Okay, let's see what this card is. King of Swords. I love King of Swords. So I think King of Swords is like the dad to Knight of Swords, who's telling him, son, you need to get your head on straight. Son, you need to settle down and take some accountability and some responsibility. Bury that. That's how he feels. But one thing that I really love about King of Swords is that he's all about the facts, right? Like you can tell he's kind of like pointing at this book here, and it's like he's saying, these are the facts. This is what we know. This is what we need to deal with. This is what we need to focus on, right? Regardless of how you feel, you can deal with that another time. Right now, it's time to look at the facts and think things through. And just do what needs to be done. So again, it's like it's echoing what I was saying before about making sure that you just stay grounded. Don't just immediately jump into the next thing and get overexcited, right? Make sure you're processing whatever it is you went through, right? Taking time to deal with that in whatever way you need to. Using that healthy level of caution and skepticism, right? Just not going too overboard, right? Take it slow. Be cautious. You should be all good. Okay, well, overall, this looks like a very beautiful reading. It's very nice to see that things are going a little better for you. I love to see that. If you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. If you're oh my god, I can't talk. If you're feeling particularly drawn to any of these cards, or if you'd like any more information about any of them, I have a whole bunch of videos, little shorts videos over on the shorts part of my channel where I go into, really dive into each of the cards, tell you the symbolism within them, their upright meaning and their reversed meaning. So you can use that as a resource if you'd like any more information about them. But I'm wishing you lots and lots of luck with all of this and lots of strength. And big congratulations, by the way. I don't think I said that. Big congratulations for getting out of that situation. That's huge. That's really great. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. All right, we have luck with red jasper. We have that with the water sign, water element, and I'm pretty sure that's Capricorn. I'm pretty sure. With the lime. And we have little Halen right here, my cat. Oh, that's a little messed up. Okay. Let's pull some cards. As I'm shuffling out these cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths, to ground yourself, calm yourself, center yourself, get nice and relaxed and comfy. Oh my gosh, that was my bad. Sorry, I was looking up at my camera right here. That's my bad. There we go. Oh my gosh, whoa. There we go. Okay, oh my gosh, this looks like a mess. So we've got a little cat in the way here. But she likes to hang out here. So we're going to put our extra card over here. Okay, let's take a look at the tarot cards. We have Knight of Pentacles reversed. Four of Swords reversed. Nine of Pentacles reversed. Page of Athames. I almost said reversed. Page of Athames, aka Page of Swords. Hey, Lynn. Now she's sitting on the bonus card. Oh my god. The Star reversed. And Two of Pentacles. Okay, and then we will turn this card over whenever I feel like it's time to flip it over. So with this reading, I actually want to start by talking about the Oracle card here, because that's really, it's setting the tone for all of this. I think it looks like you're kind of in a place where you are feeling very stuck and very frustrated and like nothing is changing. And maybe feeling a little confused and directionless. Because when this card comes up, it's a sign that you that now's a really great time to just let things play out the way that they're going to play out. And trying not to control things too much, not really needing to change things too much because it's probably not really going to help. It's just a sign that you should just let things stay as they are and just trust that it'll work out the way that it will. So, that's kind of the main thing here, I'll be honest. But we'll get into some specifics here. So Knight of Pentacles reversed, it's that. I mean, it's really struggling to just put in the day-to-day work, right? Because you feel like you're doing and doing and doing and not getting any reward, not getting anything back. And I mean, we have the Four of Swords next to that as well, reversed, which is this sense of not being able to rest. Which, granted, it's kind of telling you that you probably should. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but it's a sign that you are better off just like taking a rest because what you're currently doing right now is not really working. I feel like maybe you might be trying to like micromanage things or control things that are just out of your hands, that are just not in your control, which is leading to this kind of burnout here and ultimately is not really productive. We have the Star reversed below that, which tells me that you might be losing hope. Because that's what the Star is all about, hope and optimism, right? So I think that's where a lot of it is coming from, feeling like you need to micromanage everything. I know that word has a negative feeling to it, but just try. I say that meaning trying to control things that you are not able to control, right? That's what I mean by that. But I feel like it's coming from this place of, well, I have to do this, otherwise everything's going to fall apart, you know? Or I have to because I need it to get better and it's not getting better. So if I stop, then it's really not going to get any better, you know? But this reading is trying to tell you that that's not working. A lot of times that isn't really possible. That's not really realistic. And especially with this situation, I think it's something that just needs to play out. And you're better off just letting the cards fall where they may, you know. We also have this Nine of Pentacles reversed here, which is about putting up a facade. Trying to like convince others that things are better than they really are, that you're doing better than you really are, or the situation is doing better than it really is. But it's for the sake of trying to prove something to others or to yourself. And that's really not helping you here. You know, I usually wait until a little later to flip over this card, but I think I should just do it now. Three of Cups reversed. Okay. So Three of Cups is the friendship card. And when it's reversed, it tells me that there's some kind of issue with other people. Maybe it's that they're not supporting you, or maybe that's why you feel the need to put on this kind of facade of, you know, like, oh, this is going so great, you know, I'm doing so great. I have this, and that, and this is doing this, when, like, it's just really not that great. I do want to mention, though, as well, I don't know if I've really made this clear, but with this Page of Athames here, it really does make me feel like I don't think you're necessarily doing anything wrong, right? I don't, or at least not intentionally, I mean, right? Like, I think all of this is coming from a place of, I just want to make this work, right? I want to do everything I can because, you know, that athame, that swords energy is mental thinking, right? It's critical thinking. It's trying to figure these things out and coming up with these creative solutions and trying to look at all these different things from all these different perspectives and communication and all of that. Like, I think it's coming from a good place. I just think that it's kind of crossed the line where it's just a situation where it's doing more harm than good, right? I mean, with this Two of Pentacles here, it's about balancing two things, right? Like your work and your relationship, your mental health, your physical health, your whatever. Like, you know, trying to balance these two big things in your life. And I think what's happening here is that there's a very big imbalance. I think it's kind of at a point where, like I've said several times, you're trying to control things that are just not, that you just can't control. You know, that's just life or just other people or whatever. And you need to be able to balance those things to be fair to yourself. For your own sake, for your own well-being. And of course, for those around you, but specifically for you, you know? So I'm looking at these cards and I'm just not really sure I can give you much more than that. I mean, I was hoping that this card would give me some sort of idea of like how things are going to play out, but I think that's kind of the whole point. Is that this is really just a situation where you need to be able to learn to let it go and just let it happen as it will. So therefore, me telling you how it's going to play out would kind of just be defeating the purpose of that. So I'm just going to leave you with this. And I usually like to try to leave you with something a little more concrete. But I'll tell you this. Number one, take a break. Please take a rest. That's the gist of Four of Swords reverse, is saying, hey, maybe you should take a nap, you know? Maybe specifically take a rest from these people, whatever that is. I mean, if it's a situation where you feel like you need to put on this facade because of other people, they're going to judge you or they're going to like give you problems because of it. Might be a good idea to take a little break from them. But yeah, I think that's all I've really got here. And maybe, I mean, if you want to do a little more self-reflection too, you might want to think a bit about this, right? About that idea of balance. But that's really all I can grab from this reading. It's a very simple message, so that's nice. But if you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. If you're feeling particularly drawn to any of these cards, or if you'd like any more information about them specifically, on the shorts part of my channel, I have well over 200 shorts videos that go, that explain each of these cards, their symbolism. Oh, did you see that? That's Halen's tail. She's walking over here. Sorry. The shorts videos, they talk about the symbolism of each card, their upright meaning and their reverse meaning. So if you just want a little more information, that's a great resource. Yeah, I'm wishing you so much luck and so much strength with all of this. This is not easy. This is tough. But I think it's a really important lesson. I know it's something that I struggle with, so I feel you. But I'm sure you can make it through. I'm sure it'll be fine. And I hope that you can trust, like this card is saying, and like how I personally believe that ultimately everything works out exactly the way it's supposed to, even if we can't understand it right now. So I hope that resonates and maybe makes you feel a little better. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!